grab your wellies and get ready for a right old knees up in Dromore West County, Sligo. It's the Homesteader's Hoolie, 2 days of pure crack. Hosted by the one, the only, James Conway, the larger-than-life legend of the James Conway Experience podcast. This isn't just any festival. It's a proper celebration of the good life. Expect jaw-dropping talks from heavy hitters like John Waters and The Long Acre, spilling wisdom that'll make you think, laugh, and maybe even cry. Want skills to make your granny proud? We've got demonstrations galore. Tin smithing that'll spark your inner artisan, horse plowing like it's 1825, beekeeping for the honey lovers, hydroelectricity to light up your eco dreams, and basket making so you can carry all your newfound swagger. And that's just the start. We'll have every soul tapping and singing. So, grab your early bird tickets before they are gone, and see you there.
Not all superheroes wears capes. Some wear wellies. Wellies.
Once I go wide, then you can start singing happy birthday or something.
No, we'll just tell
No,
you
there's no happy birthday.
There's no singers amongst us, so there isn't. Go on. Hello, everyone. You join us on our first birthday, and we're here with
birthday.
our friend of the show and friend in general, PR. You're very, very welcome.
Ah, Jesus, I'm
Good
back
to-
again to try talk again. Blow everybody's heads.
Yes, none says I'm going to blow on this before.
Make a wish.
Congratulations, James. It's been a very good year for you, and continued success with the farm and with the podcast series. You had some fantastic guests on over the year. I mean, really, really important conversations that had to be had. And I'm getting people coming up to me, every week, talking about the podcast. So it's getting out there. It's getting out there to the public. Jesus, I don't need to be eating any more of this. Jesus, I come down to James and he has a big lump of pie, and now he's stuffing me again with
Oh, a
cake.
good apple tart. So it was. No, it's been an absolutely fantastic
It has,
year.
James. It has. Yeah,
And
yeah.
First and foremost, to all the listeners,
Yeah.
thank you. If there's any there with concerns about me dentistry at the moment, I'm waiting on new teeth. So I'll be eating me cake whilst that's going on. No, it's been a fantastic year.
Yeah,
It's been fantastic.
It has, and you know what? It gave me hope. The fact is that there's good people. That there's really genuinely good people all around the country, and when good people come together, good things happen. And the thing is, it's just a matter of, getting more people aware. And every day there's more people seeing that things aren't good in the hood. And it's just a matter of engaging them, and they're there. I have all faith in my people. I think there's something special about us, and it has been taken away from us, and we just have to connect with who we are. And once we connect with who we are, that's it. There's no going back.
Well, I think one of the biggest things to come out of this year was the kind of group known as Conway's Farms type thing.
Yeah.
You were in with us there this evening. We're having the meeting. There's going to be big changes. It's going to be a far more professional direction in the new year.
Exciting times.
Yeah, exciting
There's lots
times.
of talk. There's lots of talk at the minute.
Yeah.
Lots of ideas, and
Just to get all of them in action now. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
look at again. Thank you to all of you there.
Especially to there's a good few there on Patreon and Spotify that have been with us since
From the beginning.
very beginning. And big thanks. And
Well, it's those people who really help you to get the equipment, get on the road, be able to attend a meeting or two.
Yes,
It's without that.
And also, besides that part as well, it's the fact that they're emotional support as well. That you know within yourself that you know there's good people around the country that are rooting for you, and that have your back. You know. And that's, I think, at the end of the day, we've built a community, you know. Our communities are fragmented, but now, you know, communities are starting to come together as things are getting really hard at the moment. You're starting to see people to look around their community, see who they can connect with, and you know, identify the resources within the community that they can build on, and that's a great thing. It's an absolute great thing, you know.
Well, this will be coming out the week, I'd imagine, before Christmas or that,
All right.
Patricia. It's been a big year in an awful lot of aspects. Is there any events from it that, like one of the things, myself and yourself, I think we're at Darren as well, obviously, but I think we're at the forefront. A lot of people are waking up to what this injection done.
Oh, look at, yes,
know.
yeah.
And it's late, but I think
it's never too late.
Accountability needs to be brought into it now. So, what's your thoughts on how everything is looking at the moment?
Well, the thing is, there's a few aspects that you can look at. The fact is that there's an awful lot of people now, content creators on social media. James, you know yourself, back in 2016, 2018, there was only I'd say 10 people. You had the likes of Gran Torino, you had the likes of the Don, critiqued, and you know, people like that were on the scenes, and yourself. I was doing my thing on Facebook, and there was a few people, you know, intermittently across the country, you know, trying to share awareness at where things were going, you know, on a country situation and a global situation. And now you just look at all the content creators now, whether it's on X, on Telegram, Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, and it's absolutely fantastic. It warms my heart to see so many people now standing in their truths. And I think if you're standing in your truth, it breaks through lies. And the more people stand in their truths, this all disappears, because you do affect the reality by standing in your truths. And we are starting to affect, you know, things, what's going on. Look at that gobshite in the Dáil there, Mihol. And, you know, you have O'Callaghan now, they're starting to talk our talking points. Do you know what I mean? You still have to be worried, you know, well, not worried, but you still have to realize as well that they are, you know, that they are caught in the headlights, and they know they've gone too far, so they are rowing back a bit, but the agenda is still going on. They're still going to row back a bit, but then, you know, keep plugging on. So that aspect, the, you know, people speaking out on social media is absolutely fantastic. The political scene, there's an awful lot of parties, you know, that have come and gone, and there was an awful lot of good people that stood up, you know, over the last year, you know, for different things and that, and it was good to see. Some of the negative aspects, I suppose, we're as well saying there's an awful lot of negative aspects at hand, and I do think in 2026, you know, we need to be dropping the egos. We need to be looking at that everybody has a role to play. It's not just one person, and if you're focusing on one subject, it doesn't mean you're nefarious. It just means that you're passionate about that. You know, I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook there, and you know, people are giving out, oh well, they're not talking about this, they're not talking about that. But the fact is, if you actually look at a lot of their stuff, they have talked about it, and you know, you have to acknowledge people if they're focusing on one area. It just means one branch of many branches of people focusing on different things, and the main branch is the country. And you know, it's a unified thing. Just because they mightn't be talking about something that you're passionate about doesn't mean that they don't have concerns about that. So I do think you know, a lot of the egos around this, you know, needs to be dropped. I've noticed quite a few that have bigger followers now, just seem to be on the attack of quite a lot of people, and they have no basis. They've not even looked into the material they've done, and you know, it just needs to stop. It just really, really needs to stop, because you're actually falling into the trap of what the left are doing. So
Yeah, I've made up me. I've made up my mind. I'm having no further engagement with it at all. Like,
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
fully aware, and we'll get into it in the Patreon there.
yeah.
I says to you on the phone, I says, look, I think this is the last throw of the dice.
Yeah, you told me that, and
yeah.
I'd warned you. I'd warned you that I was afraid for you going over there,
Yeah.
and that. But you said, look, Patricia, I have to. It's in my gut. I have to give one more shot at it. So you went over, you gave the shot, and you know, you saw things. We're not going to get into it now, because there will be people listening, and there'll just be
But it was
reporting
beneficial.
back.
And
It was beneficial.
Well, it
It-
has been beneficial.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You know, you have to.
You have
root
to
out
go-
the weeds and
yeah, get rid of the chaff.
you know,
Get rid of the
so,
chaff.
yeah.
You know.
But
So,
my angle from it from now on is, and we've had it in, you know, previous conversations, is that the element that should be pursued is community building. And
yes, yeah, community, because you know, like we can look at government level, okay, but you and me are not going to be able to solve, you know, the problems at government, but you'll be able to affect change in your little area.
Yes,
You know.
that's like we had Paddy on this morning, Paddy Diver, and like he has his experience of getting to the very top echelons of activism and that,
Yeah.
and you're in the Leinster House at the latter end of it, and he says you just see a bill that's designed to fail being put out,
Yeah.
and members of your community going against you in some regards, because you've brought back, it's no more than Michael Collins with the treaty, you've brought back what people perceive as only half of what they were looking
Yes,
for,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you're the butt end of it. So I've looked at it and I've said no. It's like that Roman emperor. If you could see the cabbage I'm growing, you'd understand why I don't want to be emperor. Do you know what I mean? That's my angle with it. I don't.
But
I have no
the thing
interest
needs
in
to
it,
be
you
the
know.
thing needs to be said, James. You've never ever looked to be the leader of anything. You were there to try and inspire people, you know, to stand in their truth and to start doing things, you know, within their own little area. Do you know what I mean? You never looked to be the leader of anything.
No.
Do you know?
No. But there's a lot of people, you know, and they'd be of the line of thinking that, you see, I had no difficulty if there was a leader or something and I thought they were going the wrong way and telling them.
Yeah.
And they think that that's you trying to fuck them up, when in actual fact it's you trying to tell them, no, don't do that.
But see,
Just go
the
this
thing
way.
is, you have to be self-critical. We have to be able to take a step back and look and say what's working and what's not working, and to be able to be grown up enough to say, right, well, this isn't working. We need to stop investing in that and move away and try a different approach. You know, we can't be afraid not to say, okay, this is not the way to go. Maybe we might try something else, you know, instead of keep pushing and pushing the same thing over and over again, like the protest, you know.
Well, look, if people want to protest, let them at it. But my angle with it is, if you're protesting something, you're admitting that there's someone else in control of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take a step back and you just do what needs to be done, you haven't protested and you've just solved it.
Yeah,
Do you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think a lot of people need to figure that out. With I would like to see government become irrelevant. I don't want to see young men behind bars for trying to change a static thing that can't be changed. Do you know?
Yeah, but see, government should, I mean, this country should be run as a business, okay? We don't necessarily need government. Local areas should be able to govern themselves. Do you know what I mean? You only need a group of individuals to do the international stuff and just to keep an eye on the major finances going into health, finance, agriculture, whatever. And what you should be doing is you should be running it as a business. You should have 13, 14, 15 departments, okay? And you should have one of the top people that actually work in that field as head, okay? And they run the portfolio as a business. They run this country as a business. And after a few months, if that portfolio isn't succeeding, or it's not achieving what it should, then that person is asked to step aside and somebody else goes in. And it's the people that has the power. The people decide the destiny of this country, not bureaucrats. We have gotten away from the people deciding the destiny of the country to allowing bureaucrats to decide the destiny of the country. I mean, even our words like community, we've talked about community there the last few minutes. The word community does not mean what we think it means when you're dealing with government. When Micheál Martin gets up on stage and he says, well, we've engaged with the community, he's not talking about going down to Paddy and Mary in Darndale and sitting down with them and saying, look, we're going to be putting up this iPad centre, next door to you, but, you'll be quite safe, it'll be a good thing for the community, whatever. What he means when he says we've engaged with the community and they've agreed that this is a good thing, he means he's talked to groups of organisations like the Public Participation Network, where the government will decide a set of things for a community, and they will meet with the local public participation network, the leader, and all of those, and they're speaking for the community, not Mary or Paddy. So it's bureaucrats within the wheel of government that are deciding what's good for you, not the community. So the community have no say in anything, and when you're dealing with these people, it's very, very important that you get them to define what they mean by community, what they mean by far right. Because when you put them under pressure to define things, they can't define it, because they know if they say, well, community means dealing with public participation networks, public leader, and all of that, then the public are on to the con. They're like, oh, hold on a second, the community is us, not the public participation network. So that's why at every opportunity, if you're in front of any of these officials, ask them to define everything, and that's how you will know where you were standing as a people, because they twist words, and the words that we're speaking is not the language that they're speaking. So it's very important. Also, as well, all of us are quite aware of the symbols that they use. You had Catherine Connolly there at every opportunity doing the inverted pyramid over her womb. Mm-hmm. That was a very significant symbol that she was doing at every opportunity. That was basically reducing the higher femininity. This country is under the goddess Eru, okay? So it's divine femininity, okay? So what she was doing was she was inverting it and putting her people, meaning all of us, into lower consciousness, putting us into disarray, and she was doing that at every opportunity. So we have to learn the language that they speak. The language that they speak is symbols and legalese, twisting of words. So it's very, very important to become familiar with how they operate, at those levels.
Nearly a year ago, you were so ahead of the curve on the Beauvais subject, Patricia. And I've been watching the documentation now out of the countries that you said they're after passing the law on it, and now you have cattle just dying.
Yes, yeah.
Cattle that have gone infertile.
Yeah.
Calves that are aborted, fetuses, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You were so ahead of the curve on that. This Beauvais to...
Yeah.
It was meant to be a perception to lower the
Yeah, it was a food additive that was given to cows basically to reduce their methane output. That's what it was doing. But basically, what it did was it destroyed the cows because it was a synthetic material. Cows are not meant to ingest synthetic material. Neither are humans. So basically, you had animals completely gone down. But not alone that, you had that farmer as well. That farmer was around those animals. Those cows were also pooping, and that's gone out in the field. It's affecting the ground. It's affecting the birds. It's affecting the insects. So it was affecting a whole variety, including the fertility of farmers, and it got into the milk as well. They said that it would never transfer over to the milk. Of course it did. They lied to you at every opportunity, So
It was a colossally important podcast, though.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
so many people who've gotten back to me and said I was really looking at which companies
Yeah.
had milk that had this in it and avoiding them. And
Yes, yeah.
do you know, we put up a thing earlier in the year, myself and the David Cuddy podcast, and it was just on about the gold and the silver and
Yeah.
how that has gone during the year. And like, that's financial, but what you done for people's health with that little piece of information was incredible. And well done to you. Very well researched.
And it was well appreciated. Like,
Oh,
the amount
certainly.
of comments under it and feedback.
Well, the people got hold of it because people are now aware of what they're putting in their mouth and what they're giving their children, and people are not happy with what is being thrown on in the supermarkets. I mean, you have plastics coating vegetables and fruits now. You have chemicals being put into their food, GMO. I mean, another huge thing that we need to talk about as well, James, is the halal meat. This is absolutely huge. I do not think members of the public are quite aware at how much halal meat you're actually ingesting, okay? Halal meat is it's in pretty much all the supermarkets, and it's also been fed to your children in schools.
Well, you see,
But
Patricia,
there's no real damage. Like, it's
I-
not the worst.
No, Darren, let me address this. Let me address this
good
now.
Woman, yeah. tell me, tell me I'm wrong.
PR is talking to you now. She's getting out the wooden spoon. No, there's a huge point around halal meat. Okay, when that animal is being slaughtered, okay, they do a prayer. Okay.
I'm aware of it. I've worked in the kill box. I have.
No, but half of the time, the correct individual is not actually doing the prayer, so it's not having the significance that it is meant to have according to the Muslim faith, by getting somebody just to ream off something or play a recording of an imam.
Well, I can only speak from my own experience. The place that I worked,
Yeah.
it was done to such a T that one day I done it and they wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
I'll
You
be
said
true.
the prayer?
I didn't do the prayer.
All right.
What happened was there was a backup up here. We couldn't get the cow in, and I done the slaughter, and that cow was removed. I can only speak about
Yeah.
my own experience of it.
Yeah, but the after the prayer is done and they cut her jugglers,
Yeah.
you've inflicted trauma on that animal, okay? Because that animal has a few seconds of consciousness, and she sees what's going on. She knows she's dying, okay?
Yeah.
And the natural way of being is you're going to fight the death process.
Yeah.
For an animal especially. So that meat has trauma based in it, okay? And you're eating that meat. You're eating trauma-based meat, and you've taken on trauma. You've taken on the trauma of that cow knowing that she's going to die, okay? And you've ingested that. Your children have ingested that, and that's trauma that's within in your system. And you will never get that out of your system unless you're able to identify that piece of meat had trauma in it. and people are walking around. We have a suicide rate that's out of control. I'm not saying that halal meat is causing suicide, don't get me wrong, but we have our people going around in trauma from all the different things that happen in this country, but also the food we're eating, trauma-based food. It's hugely important. This has to stop. This is not who we are as a people. It's completely foreign-based, having this food in our system.
There is a danger in that conversation, and I've heard a lot of the nationalist movement doing it. The trauma-based meat puts an end to hunting.
No. That's completely different. When you're talking about hunting, okay, there's a reason. The animal isn't left in a situation where he's driven up in a box and he's left there with 2 slits and he's seen his blood gush out everywhere.
Aye, but if you snare a rabbit, the rabbit is in the snare. You're not going to be watching the snare.
Yeah.
So that rabbit usually strangulates himself to death. I imagine that's traumatic enough. If you shoot a deer, you don't die straight away.
Well,
a deer will head away.
It depends how you shoot them. If you
no,
kill
but
shot,
Well, look, if they were all,
but
we've all hunted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but how much of the population, James? In all fairness, how much of the population are eating rabbit that was snared?
I know that, but I'm telling you, I do.
Yeah,
and I like the aspect of being able to kill your own.
Yeah, well, I like that aspect. I've fox hunted, I've deer hunted. I mean, I've no issue with that because you give reverence when you're going out hunting. You give reverence to the fact that you know that these animals are living in the wild and that you're going out to hunt that animal for food on your table. You're not going out there and you're not going killing a load of fucking foxes and glorifying it. You're going out there either to keep the countryside in its natural order. Okay, you're going out there for food, and there's a reverence of a hunter within the countryside. It's completely different to what is going on.
Well, you see, I think I've watched a lot of this on the social media thing. I've watched, and I've stayed back from it because and it's only a difference of opinion. But my opinion,
we can agree to disagree.
Oh, certainly. So, it's the unintended consequence, right? Yeah. If you want to remove every degree from killing, there's consequences to that.
Oh, I understand that, but the thing is, we have a set of protocols when it comes to slaughtering of animals in this country. We never had slaughter of cows by halal 40 years ago in the country.
No,
if we did, it might have been one remote individual that did it once or twice. But on whole, we have animal welfare and there's a set of protocols when it comes to euthanizing or putting down an animal. But
the protocol that's in it, and I've worked in both.
Yeah, I know that.
The protocol that's in it is, in the modern age, it's a bolt gun to the cow skull, and this is bled out animals.
Yeah,
the only difference between the halal is the bolt gun. That's all. But when we go back the couple of years, there was no bolt gun. We can't.
Before all that welfare, like farmers had their own cow that they kept.
In an abattoir, there was a poleaxe.
Yeah.
In an abattoir, there was a poleaxe. So
but where did you hit the pole? Where did you hit the? Yes. And you push her straight into.
Patricia, not everyone worked at the abattoir.
Oh, I know.
And not everyone brought the cow to the abattoir.
Okay. But we are having this. This is coming en masse in this country, and as far as I'm concerned, this meat system is trauma based.
But the meat system as well, and there's another section to this too. Is I think it's banned in England and France.
It's banned in France. It's not banned in England, but they're trying to get it out of England.
Right.
They're trying to get it out of England, and they're looking into Ireland to open their processing.
But our farmers are benefiting from the export market to France on the back of the halal.
Oh yeah, I know.
And England can't meet its own demand for halal meat.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm just making people aware.
I think it's one of those that what you say is, don't eat it yourself.
Yeah.
But I think there's a ball of unintended consequences that people hasn't sat down and thought about.
I do know, and look at. We can go into further because. You just look at what happened over there in Canada with the ostriches, where there was a whole bunch of ostriches killed by the Canadian government. You now have the avian bird flu now in this country, and they're slaughtering healthy birds up and down the country. Do you know what I mean? They want the animals gone. You're talking about elderly people that present with chest infections in the hospital now, and one of the first things they're asked is, have you a dog or a cat in the house? Oh no, they're not good to have in the house. You need to get them out.
Because the halal thing to me, and as I said, I kept quiet on it.
Yeah.
I think the argument is going to be.
You're probably always wondering what these bottles are all about. I'll give you a wee heads up. Folks, what we're going to talk about now is beetroot. Now, I've based my bottles around beetroot, and the benefits of the beetroot is it boosts athletic performances, helps stroke prevention, and that's what it does, massively helps benefit the heart. It's a natural immune booster. Listen, I would love to put a health claim in the bottle and say natural immune booster. We're not allowed to, but the bottom line is, when by any 4 weeks, they're not a one bottle wonder bottle, you'll not do it overnight. So try it for 4 weeks, it'll cost you no more than about €48. What's not to like about that?
When the storm hits and the power goes out, you shouldn't be left stuck. The handcrafted Donnelly rocket stove gives you reliable cooking anywhere, anytime. Using just small bits of wood, it's efficient, eco-friendly, and built to last. Cook outdoors with confidence, whether it's for emergencies, camping, or everyday use. Order yours today at donnellystoves.com and use code CONWAYEXP for €10 off your order.
I think the argument is going to be made in the very near future that you cannot kill an animal unless it's
injured.
No, unless it's under very strict situation. All right, they've already done that with cattle and sheep, the tag in the ear.
Yeah.
Now, if that's strict enough, it'll be extended to poultry and hunting.
Yeah, but they're coming after the hunting.
But the only argument the hunter has is like the argument that we've just discussed there.
Yeah.
Like the hunter, if they go, oh, well, you have no control on if it's a kill shot or not, he can say, well, sure, look at, you're allowing halal, and that's a trauma-based killing as well.
Yeah.
And then he has an argument. But if you remove that, he has no argument at all.
Well, see, what the hunting lobby led by Ruth Coppinger and Paul Murphy and that these are individuals in cities that never set foot in the countryside, and they're dictating to you how country people should live. There's a natural balance, you have to have natural balance in nature. If you do not have natural balance, nature gets out of control and the animals suffer. Do you know what I mean? And that's why hunting is. That's why hunting is. It was for food. Initially back in the olden days, people hunted to survive. It's also now hunters, eat the meat, but it also they're the custodians of the countryside. They keep nature in balance.
But can I put this point to you there, and it's only after dawning on me there, right? I'm familiar by working in it to know that not every bolt gun works properly the first time.
Oh, I understand that.
Now, it might be one in a couple hundred, but
Yeah.
it does happen.
Yes.
You take the shot, that cow is in immense stress until you get your...
Your second
Right.
shot in, or you,
Again,
yeah.
that's a cow that's...
But look,
but that cow
happens.
cow isn't separated from the gang.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that, James.
But there's my argument. Doesn't this argument end up with, well, do you know, there's a chance she might have gone through trauma, so you'd be better off not hitting mate at all, because maybe it went through trauma.
Well, the thing is, I would look at it like this. I mean, you are going to have incidents in slaughterhouses where either the gun jams or it doesn't go accordingly. And yes, that animal is under distress, but that animal is dealt with pretty, within a certain specific amount of time, that animal is dealt with. It's not feeding the entire population. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking about how we are moving into a halal-based meat situation here, where the population of Ireland, because of new to the town, will not eat any other meat but halal meat, and now it's in our supermarkets unbeknownst to us. An awful lot of people are unaware that meat is halal meat. A lot of people have problems with that. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to eat halal meat. If it's wrote on the package that it's halal meat, then it's up to the consumer then if they want to eat it or not. And the thing is, I personally feel that the cultural ethos of a new to the parish should not dictate the whole country, and that's where we're going. That's where we're going, is into this, and it's been fed to our children. The likelihood of a child eating a trauma-based animal all the time is pretty low. I mean, if daddy shoots a hare or he shoots a rabbit, you're having that once a month or once every few weeks. You're not having it every day, daily. Like there is a spiritual aspect to it.
But sure, the halal in Sligo was the main supplier for the Northwest for decades. So the predominant likelihood was, if you were reared in that area and had ate beef in that time, you were eating halal every day of the week.
Well, that was unbeknownst to the people. The people didn't know that unless their families were working in that factory. Do you know?
No, but sure, it was being every butcher. Do you know, the butcher stopped killing?
Yeah.
So they were getting the full carcass or the half carcass, and that was coming from that factory.
Well, yeah. Well, I suppose in that neck of the woods, yeah. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, that could have been, but that was wrong as well. People should have been. People should have had the choice. I mean, I personally, I'm against halal. As far as hunting goes, a hunter does not go out with the intent that he's going to inflict harm on the animal. He goes out with the intent that he's going to cull an animal either for the plate or to lower the population of a certain animal in the community. Do you know what I mean? For the betterment of the countryside. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel that we're moving into a stage now, and people need to look at it as well, what's going on around the country. There's mosques gone up all over the country, and our country's been taken out from under us. And this is part of it. They're increasing the levels of halal meat all around because of the high proportion of Muslims in our community. And look, the thing is, it has to be said, and I personally believe on a spiritual level that it is trauma meat that you're eating, and you're taking it upon yourself.
Oh, I think
do you know what I mean?
I have no doubt that there's a bit of adrenalization and all that occurs. I've no doubt at all, because, as I said, the prayer said the juggler is cut and she flails about then.
Yeah, but James, the prayer.
There's a thing with the meat as well that it all tenses up.
Oh yeah. Well, they're aware they're dying.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
This is the benefit of the bolt gun, which is, you kill it. Do you know? It's an instant bang, brain is gone now,
Yeah.
and it's not like their head is blown off or that. It's a bolt directly into the centre.
Yeah.
You draw like a cross, strangely enough. You take the cross between the two eyes and the cross at the centre point there, and where the two intersections goes, bang.
Yeah.
And they die instantly. They're gone.
Yeah.
And then the throat is cut. But with the halal one, it is as simple as a prayer, and then there's like a thing on two rams that comes in under the beast's head and pushes the head right up that the chin is there, and then you just go in there, cut it, and your man he edges it between each one. It has to be cleaned thoroughly and then edged between each kill. Yeah. But one of them had should put you in mind of a machete, and the other one had what would put you in mind of a sword. Depending on which one was doing the killing, they both had their item.
Yeah.
But I just it's something I've thought deeply about, and if we introduce the laws to get rid of it, I don't think it stops at halal. I think it keeps going. I think a lot of people are unwittingly on the side of the root carpenters and that want to stop any format of you do that yourself. Do you know?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be on that level. Yourself.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: what if ending halal means ending pork?
Well, it wouldn't mean Indian.
No, but everything is a slippery slope, you see, and we've learned this over the years, Patricia.
Yeah, I know.
You start somewhere and it ends up somewhere you never thought it was going to end.
Well, look at it. I mean, the thing is, we know where this is all going. They don't want us having animals in our, they don't want us having pets. They don't want us having animals at the end of the day. That's where it's going. You'll own nothing and be happy. That's where we're going. They're getting rid of fast fashion. They're getting rid of, all aspects that we enjoyed, all through the years. But I just feel on the spiritual side of things, as a people collective, that wasn't a practice, within our culture, the halal practice of killing their animals. And
I would disagree. I think we had a practice that was ridiculously similar. Like I go back to my grandfathers and that, they always cut the animal's throat.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
Like
I lost the point.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Just a conversation.
No, it's just
and it's a
because
brilliant conversation. Actually.
No, but there's no winning or losing. But what I'm saying is, are the three of us here going to say that, and we're living in the countryside long enough to say that we witnessed a poleaxe in every house? No, you didn't. Because what they done, we were killing a lamb. It was a very simple process. You went up over the rafter like that, you raised him up like that, you put a barrel underneath him and you cut his throat and you let him bleed out. And that was it. Some men, if they were killing a pig, would knock out the pig, because pigs, by their nature, are wriggly. They're hard to hold on to.
Yeah.
And usually that was a blunt.
I seen the lamb or the goat getting the hammer to the side of the head as well before they do it and that kind of
You
stuff.
were dealing with a pleasant client then, because I know that the few people I seen at it didn't.
Yeah. Well,
the thing is, I mean, look at, I would have thought, we would have, kind of evolved from, primitive ways of killing, to where we are in 2025 today, that we're embracing this method of killing animals.
No, but you see, I think what it boils down to, PR, ultimately is there's no nice way to kill something.
I know, but...
and you end up, and in fairness to it, do you know the death row thing in America, which is a very interesting subject?
Death row? Death row.
The executions, right?
Yeah.
All of these conversations is had, like, what's a nicer way to kill a fella? Is it the electric chair? Is it a firing squad? Is it, what's it called, a lethal injection, where he's fully aware that he's going?
Electricity,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, anyone who's aware that they're about to be killed is not nice.
Yeah. Oh no, I know, but I just have the spiritual aspect, because the thing is, as Irish people, we're carrying huge trauma. We're carrying our parents' trauma. We're carrying our own trauma. We're carrying our ancestral trauma, and none of it has been addressed. And this is why we're in low consciousness as a people. We don't know who we are, and it's something that is never addressed. It's brushed under the carpet at every opportunity.
Did you ever see the fellas? They do promote it a bit. They put the trance on the animal. Did you ever see that?
The what? Sorry.
They put a trance on the animal.
No.
It's they'll go out and there's a goat or a sheep there, and it's in Arabic and Eastern European culture.
Oh yes, yeah. I see. Yeah.
I have to say there's something to that.
Yeah.
And like
we used to do that with the chicken, though. Like, when you cover the head of the chicken, like
and put them to sleep. Yeah,
it literally puts them to sleep,
Yeah.
and then you just slowly, you
Yeah.
put the thing, and then you're holding it. It's not really,
Yeah.
but something similar to that, is it?
More than likely, but you see, these fellas all seems to acknowledge that what they say is that you're taking this, you're acknowledging to the creator that up above, I know you created this,
Yeah.
but I needed to live. And,
Yeah.
fair play to him, he's lived a good life, all the rest of it. And,
Yeah.
it's over.
Well,
It sounds a bit like the herbalist thing, asking permission to pick,
Yes, from
Yeah.
nature.
yeah,
Yes, yeah. And
Yeah.
you leave some behind.
Look,
for the,
it's
for,
good
yeah.
intentions,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what's it called? I didn't want to argue with Janet.
No, we're not
I've been observing
Yes,
it
yeah,
from a
yeah,
distance, and
yeah.
I've kept quiet.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking.
a massively thing for myself. I've just kept quiet and
Yeah.
thought about it. Do you know?
But see, look at the thing is, I've been doing a lot of kind of research into the psyche of an Irish man, woman in 2025, and compared to the 1800s, and we're every 100 years we're going through the same trauma that our people have gone through 100 years ago. We're recycling it again. And the thing is, there's been so much stuff done to our people, from our own people, and from invaders that have come into the land, and we've taken it upon ourselves, but we've never healed from it.
Is there a danger, Patricia, and you'd be clever enough to see this too? In the modern age, there's a different type of problem. So I can guarantee you, if we were both sitting here in 1910 in this shed, having a conversation, we'd both be so hungry as we wouldn't be too worried how the bastard thing died, as long as we could eat it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, the thing is that we're living in 2025, okay, and the people that lived 100 years ago, they were living in their reality. We're living in our reality, but the same problems in their reality is happening in our problems. There's a lot of people here in Ireland, James, that go to bed at night. The parents go to bed at night. They make sure that the kids have something to eat, and they won't eat because they haven't food to eat. Yeah. That's what's going on. That's what's going on in this country. That people literally do not have enough food to feed the whole family, but the parents will sacrifice to make sure that the children have food. And I know going through my past as well. That's what older people did. They made sure that the man at the house ate, because he had to go out and, work the fields, or he had to try and get, food. So whatever food, he was fed first. And the woman at the house was the last one that sat down to eat if there was anything ate. Also as well, the eating habits of 100 years ago is completely different to the eating habits of 2025. Firstly, since the Rockefellers took over the pharma and the medical industry, the eating habits have completely changed. We're gone into a system where we're talking about 3 square meals a day. Our ancestors didn't necessarily eat 3 square meals a day. Sometimes they ate every third day. But that didn't mean the people were starving. Do you know what I mean? They were able to eat and survive by what they had. We're in a system that we're brainwashed that we have to have 3 meals a day, and the plates that you go and sit down and have your dinner, they're not the size. You compare a dinner plate 100 years ago to the dinner plate in 2025. You're talking about a dinner plate, that plate there, maybe even smaller as a dinner plate. You look at the dinner plate now, Jesus Christ, it's like the side of the table here.
Well, it's a very interesting point you've made, because I watched, there's a program called Alone on, I think it's the History Channel. It's an awful interesting program. They take a modern day kind of survival enthusiast.
Yeah.
They put them into a location on their own.
Yeah.
Excuse me, everyone. They're allowed to bring 10 items with them.
Yeah.
So most people go for a bow and arrows, a pot for cooking, and various things like that.
Yes, something to start the fire.
But it was a survival expert, one apiece, one from the American Army and one from the British Army,
Yeah.
who were watching people's reactions to this program.
Yeah.
And one of the major reactions, a lot of people were really concerned about how these men were losing weight. Do you know?
Yeah.
Big, you know, they were big men.
Yeah, hefty men, and they were dropping weight.
Losing weight. And the two boys weren't concerned at all.
No.
They're just like, well, he has water.
Yeah.
And he's had a fish there yesterday. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
He's actually coming back to his normal...
Yes.
What you're meant to be.
Yes, yeah.
So there was one man, he was absolutely excellent at it. He got past, I think, 90-something days or something like that. He had caught a deer. He had smoked and jerkied all the deer meat. Yeah. He was facing into the winter.
And he was happy, comfortable.
Quite happy. And they come out and they say, you know, would you last much longer? And he's kind of like, oh, keep going. And, well, you've already won the competition. And he's like, oh, cool. You know, I can go home now. But the two survival experts were basically like, that man could live there forevermore.
Yes, yeah.
Because he had came back to his natural state.
Yes.
He was totally off sugar.
Yeah.
He had found some access to salt.
Yes.
They were quite confident that if he had to live there, he was fine.
Yeah, yeah.
With those 10 items, he's sound.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not rear the women and kids, if you get me, but him as himself.
Yeah.
But I suppose the point I'm making is, in the modern age, there's a lot of people who could come back to a state of physical health that they might
myself included.
No, I'm not saying that.
No.
But a lot of people could come back to a state of health that someone might say to you, oh God, you're wasting away.
Yeah.
Well, you're not wasting away.
No.
You're actually coming back to where you're meant to be.
Because that's the Rockefeller indoctrination that, you know, you have to be, plump looking and that. You know, you're only supposed to eat every third day. Your body needs to fast. It needs to get rid of the toxins in your body. And it cannot do that if you're eating food all the time. It has to eat the toxins in your body. That's why you're only supposed to eat every third day. That's why you ever hear the intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
Like intermittent fasting, you could go 3 days and then you have a meal and you go again. Do you know what I mean? And your body is getting regulated. It's your body is breaking down. It's getting rid of all the shit that's in your body, that fat and the sugar and all of that is getting eliminated because it's getting eaten by your body, because ketosis, because your body is not having food that we've been programmed to eat. So what does it do? Well, she's a layer of fat there around her belly. Okay, my body is starving. Well, I'm going to attack that. So all of a sudden, Patricia, in 3 weeks' time, she's a nice slim belly, which I should have. And that's because I haven't been eating food. I'm not dying. I'm still drinking water. Do you know what I mean? And I'm having food on the third day, and I'm making sure that it's a balanced food, clean food. and your body is thriving. Do you know that if you have a spoon of honey, it's enough food for you for a day? A spoon of honey. That's enough that you will survive. If you were ever in a survival situation, if you had a spoon of honey a day, you'll last. You'll last until the next food source comes about. Spoon of honey. And sea moss as well. Sea moss has 94% of the trace minerals that your body needs as well. Do you know what I mean?
This is the element I was talking to Paddy this morning about. It was the whole Kellogg's thing. You know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, that's not a true statement.
No, it is not.
It's a marketing slogan.
It's a marketing slogan, because what do you do first thing in the morning? You wake up. You have, you know, for the adults, you have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and you know what I mean. You know, you might grab the cornflakes there. And what's cornflakes? It's full of sugar. It's
and
full,
salt.
Full of sugar, full of salt, and full of chemicals. Mm-hmm. So immediately your body is in distress because you've eaten chemicals, and you've eaten sugar that is too much for your body when it's just starting to wake up. So what is done with that sugar? It's stored in your body. So then all of a sudden it's 12 o'clock in the day. Oh, it's lunchtime. I better have some lunch. So then you go and have lunch. And the way our food is made now, they've hidden sugars, synthetic sugars in it. You go and think you're having a nice, lovely meal. You have let's say you decide, oh, I'm going to have a salad. You know, I'm going to go with the healthy vibe. And those salads are sprayed with shit, and they're full of chemicals. And there you go, you're eating that, and your body's processing it. And all through today, you're having, oh, I might have a protein bar now, I won't be having dinner till the evening. And then more shit in your system, and that's putting your body in distress. And over time, you'll start either having high blood pressure, you'll start having stomach problems. You know, you'll have all of these different issues because you're not allowing your body time to process the shit. You're keep bringing in food, and the body is processing the food you're eating, but it has no time to do anything with it, so it's storing it, you know, and that's what a body does, you know. Oh, you know, I eat a load of food, you store a bit for the rainy day. But in a natural way of living, you're only eating to put nutrients into your body, and then you're letting your body do the work instead of you doing the work by filling your body full of shit. There's no nutritional value in most of the foods you're eating today, unless you're growing it at home, James. Mm-hmm. And you know yourself. We had a conversation there, I think it was in September, and you said, oh, Patricia, I had the most amazing meal. So I'm thinking, Jesus, was he down in Ballina in the takeaway there? And he goes, no, I grew my own spuds, I had my own spuds, I had my own bacon, and I had my own cabbage. And I was going, holy fuck, that's right, sure, didn't he plant the whole shit during the year? I was going, that's the way. You every bit that you ate on that dinner was yours. You reared the pigs, you planted the cabbages, and you planted the spuds.
Yeah, it was pig from earlier on. Do you remember when we had the bigger ones there earlier on?
But it was your. But
it was there, yeah.
You know, but what I'm saying is there was no glyphosates. There was no transport from Brazil. It was from your own it was your own soil. Your native food from your soil is so important to be eaten.
Your own biome.
And that's the way we've all gone away from it. We're getting spuds from Cyprus. We're getting tomatoes from Spain. I'm boring, James.
No, I'm not. It's just that we're 3 episodes into it, Patricia. Sorry, my dear.
No, you're all right. I know.
I was off camera. I tried to be on off camera. Sorry.
I have a tendency to waffle off. People usually not.
No, it's your own biome. It's your own biome.
Yes, yeah. No, I think that's that's important. You know, it's important to be eating your native food. It's grown in your native land, you know, and it's a spirituality around eating your own food. You've put effort in, you've put care in, you know, you've grown it, you've cooked it, and you know, it's your people that's eating it.
Isn't Vincent doing fantastic work online at the moment?
I cannot tell you.
He's really came out of his shell with regards to the year. Do you know, the few podcasts, the bit of an event down there. He's really coming out of his shell.
Well, I have christened. I have christened.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have christened. I have christened Vincent as the James Conway's bird. That's what Vincent is. He's our bird, because what he's speaking is pure wisdom. It's ancestral wisdom, and it's very, very important. I know a lot of people, you know, they don't take it on board, but you have to let it sit. Okay, the thing is, he's coming from a spirituality that's on a higher plane. I understand what he's saying, because I'm there. I get 100% what he's saying, you know, and you know, just give him a chance, because what he's saying is just pure wisdom.
Yeah, he's very good.
Absolutely
and just
brilliant.
the way he goes on journeys and can kind of nearly look into the future and that kind of stuff. So before we go over to Patreon, the two of you, predictions for 2026.
Oh, you go first.
Oh, Jesus.
You go first. Yeah. No bother.
No.
Oh, I love doing this. I love it.
Well, I do think that you know, we are going to get more people on board. I do think there will be stronger voices than us coming to the fore, which is a good thing. I also think the political thing is done and dusted. I do not see a political solution out of this whatsoever. I do think that Trump is, I'm going to say it here first, I think Trump is the individual that is bringing in the destruction of the US as what we knew the US. He's there to bring its downfall.
And he's doing a mighty fucking job. Because I saw a documentary there last week, and I tell you what, like, some of the cities over there, they're destroyed already.
Well, my cousin...
Streets closed, like literally whole streets, and you wouldn't have... And these shooting up centres everywhere now. Safe places to go in and shoot up and get your fentanyl from a reliable source, and all this kind of madness going on over there.
Yeah. Also, my prediction as well is that something I'm going to be starting the next few weeks is the authentic woman is going to knock off the neo-feminists off their pedestal, and the authentic woman of Ireland are going to grab the reins and dethrone these neo-feminists. So they would be my biggest three, basically. And the strong women, the authentic women of Ireland, are going to take over from these deranged women that have destroyed this country, and we're going to change. We're going to change the narrative. I do think there is going to be some hardship coming on board, but I think, we've gone through hardship before, and we'll get through it. We'll get through it again, and it's all by surrounding yourself with good, authentic people that do not have egos and only have the best interest for you. So they would be kind of my lookings at it. Go ahead yourself.
I think a lot of things, but I'll just suggest the ones that I'm pretty certain of. I think the artificial intelligence stock bubble falls apart, leading to a financial crisis that spreads rapidly around the globe. I think a lot of financial institutions that people thought were very, very big hitters will be found to be insolvent.
Yeah.
I think that will lead to a very, very difficult period. But what we've done here, we'll have the ability to
get through it,
navigate
through it. Get through it. Yeah.
I think unfortunately, I think the rates of deaths of despair are going to go up.
Yes, yeah.
I think on a political standpoint, I think Sinn Féin will split up.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely, that's,
into
yeah,
two
yeah, that's it,
parties.
yeah.
I think Ain 2 will come to an end. I think there'll be much upheaval and much people touching cloth, trying to figure out what's going on and all the rest of it. And where I'd say to them is, don't get caught up in that nonsense. Develop your community.
Yeah.
Develop your skills. You will get through this.
Yeah.
I think cryptocurrency falls apart. And that's all I'll say. I think cryptocurrency...
Well, I certainly have, and again, I wouldn't have much insight into a lot of it. And over the last few months, I've done quite well at avoiding a lot of the.
You've been
current
on it.
affairs.
Yeah.
I have done. I have to say, if there's one achievement I've done, it's like.
Darren has done fantastic work of just ignoring everything that's going on. Kudos to Darren.
Yeah. And I'm in a much calmer place for it. I really am.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But definitely agree with the crypto. I believe it's been a long-term kind of thing that I think they moved a lot of people's wealth over there for that intention as well. And I could be wrong. This could be the cynical me in it all.
No, I don't think so. I think you're.
And I've always had that. And look, I mean, the digital currency thing is coming in. Anything digital, we have our gatekeepers, and
they're already in place.
They're all there. Yeah. Your comms, communication companies, and that kind of stuff. So. Look, it's more of the same. I suppose we've been saying that for a while. Look, there's a lot to be said for a silver coin in your pocket.
Yeah. An awful lot to be said for it.
I don't know. Politics, I couldn't have an opinion on because.
Yeah.
Look,
it's just.
really
Yes.
Well, I don't really have an opinion. I'm just making predictions.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sinn Féin will split up, and I think
do
it'll
believe
work
that
on.
we will have certainly a crisis. I do think it's probably going to be a communications failure. I've just got wind of.
Fucking say it, Darren. When is the alien invasion? We all know it's coming.
Yeah, I don't know about the alien invasion now. I'm not sure on that one. Look, we're all waiting for that. Look, we'll all have popcorn out then.
But I'm not fucking buying it. No way. Until the fucking 9-foot figure comes in and fucking probes me. Yeah, you're all right. I do, however, think it's the last thing to pull.
The alien invasion.
Well, what else is left?
Project Bluebeam?
Oh, well,
yeah.
Oh, that will probably happen, all right.
Well, the foundational...
I think we're talking about 10 years before we see that. Genuine.
Yeah.
I think, like, we have to remind ourselves we're in a slow motion fucking movie kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
It's all very slow, and that's what's bothering us. We'd love to a boom, 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 and let it fucking happen, but it won't.
Oh, and a book. I forgot. We're writing a book. I forgot to say it. 2026, I predict you'll be able to buy a book. We'll have it wrote. Do you remember I sent around the WhatsApp with the forward to the book? I have to write the fucking book now, so I do.
That disappeared on me. Yeah, it popped up on my screen and then it disappeared.
Yeah, I have to write the book.
Yeah.
What else, Darren? We're in this slow-mo car crash.
Yeah, we are. What else? I think that big communications failure is going to be...
the 10 Days of Darkness.
Yeah, I believe something like that is going to happen. I believe that's going to be a 2026er.
Okay.
That would be my beliefs. Other than that,
much of the same.
Much of the fucking same. Yeah. Tic-tac-toe and political theatre and...
I mean, there's a lot more that we have to do first. We have to go to war first. The old communication system has to fail completely and be replaced by something new, and then the aliens come. And then it's done. So it is.
Jesus Christ.
What? Well, that's the plan. That's their plan, like.
Yeah.
I think it's became so ludicrously. Like, if you heard... do you remember... Where were we? Do you remember when we were down at that bridge, the time of the COVID, on about...
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when they had the little campfire going, and I can't get over how much me and you said that has now came to pass.
Yeah.
And we were talking about sequences of events, do you know,
Yeah.
like the pandemic and then the obvious increase in people's deaths and then the,
Yeah.
how would you say, the banking failures and stuff like that. And it's just one thing after another. And I think the only bits we haven't came to is World War III and aliens. I think
Yeah.
that's literally the
World
only
War
bit.
III, you see, in my eyes, it started.
Oh, it has. It's on.
You know,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
eyes, it started. It's just, it's not declared. And yeah, I don't know. Another thing that actually just popped into my head is there's a new pension plan coming in.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Anyone, any info on that?
Well, basically, they're going to be taking. I think it's 1.7% out of your wages.
Yeah.
Now, my question is,
And you get an option, 3 options: high risk, low risk, medium risk, and everyone is automatically put onto a high risk.
yeah.
That's all I know.
But the thing is, Darren, why are we paying PRSI?
Oh, yeah, this is separate to that anyway, because I've asked that question.
No, do you know-
And, it has nothing to do with USC either, and
Yeah.
that's there.
That was
So,
another lie Pascal
Yeah.
told.
Oh.
That it was only going to be temporary.
Oh, yeah.
And then a few months later he goes, "Oh, I never said it was going to be temporary. Where did you get that idea from?"
Well, it was your man introduced that, though, wasn't it? Just the other fucker
The big
introduced
boss,
that.
he's passed and
Cohen.
Cohen.
Yeah.
Brian
Yeah.
Cohen.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Look, don't worry about your pensions. You won't get them anyways, so.
Yeah.
On that note.
But see, the pensions is because the pensions is a money grab of the people.
Of course it is.
It's you're never going to see it because they'll have you in the pod if you do get to 60. They'll have you in the pod.
Yeah.
You know.
If you're lucky enough to see the pod.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it, guys. We're going to shoot over the Patreon.
They're going to kill you all. Follow us to Patreon
Yeah.
for more doom and gloom. Thank you.